Hey everybody, this is Chris from Killer Arcade Games, and today I'm going to be playing one of my favorite arcade racing games of all time. Quick note here, this is not quite the arcade. It is the PC version, which is, I'd argue, as close as you can get to the arcade without the real thing. The real arcade ran on a PC. It was a modified PC running some sort of Windows embedded, I believe. And it's extremely close. It's just not quite the real thing. A lot of people love the Dreamcast version. I love the PC version because it skips all those annoying menus. You don't have to load your save or anything like that. So I'm going to be playing it with the Star Wars Arcade1Up that I've modified with a PC inside. I can use the yoke quite well as a steering wheel, so let's dive right in. I'm going to play all the tracks. Oh, wrong button. Here we go. Let's start with... Oh, that's one thing I don't like. Let's start with Thunder Park. Now, I'm going to probably skip all these tracks down here except for Nile Adventure because Nile Adventure was in the arcade. Going for arcade only here. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to pick my favorite boat, which is Tidal Blade. I don't know how people race with it in the zoomed in look, but I don't like it. One thing I hate, I don't like these tracks where it's literally just doing laps because you can't get the same bonuses over and over, and if you don't plan it out very well, you'll be stuck with almost nothing left by the end of the race. This is probably one of my least favorite tracks in the whole game, actually. Not that there's really anything wrong with it, I just don't really like racing boats on a loop. I gotta quit eating up all my boost. Alright. I will always love this game because it was one of the ones that was at an arcade that I worked at for a while, and I really fell in love with it there. It was the first time I ever played it. By that point, I'd kind of stopped going to most arcades. I was a little bit older, and I just wasn't spending a lot of time in them anymore. But this game, for some reason, stuck out. They had a pair of them, and it was awesome. I mean, I've told this story before. If you watch the channel, I'm sorry if you're hearing the same stories again, but a co-worker of mine and a friend, we were like always at battle with each other over this game. So we weren't really supposed to play the games while working, and we were usually too busy because it was kind of a not well-maintained arcade, and all the games were breaking all the time or needed tickets. So anyway, he would sneak off and he'd knock out a race really quick when he could. He'd beat my score on one of the levels we always fought it out on, and then he'd come over to me like, hey man, I just knocked you out of the top spot, so I'd have to go back and try to knock him out of the top spot. So it was really fun. Good memories with this game. This would be one of the arcade games that I would actually buy because it's really hard to replicate at home. And one thing that's bad about this version, I'll show you guys on the next one. When you're trying to enter your initials, you have to, just like this screen, it goes, but it's not like the arcade where it depends on where the wheel's turning. So I just grabbed the remote keyboard that I keep around just to work on this arcade every now and then, and I type in my initials and hit enter, and it works out pretty great. Let's go with Tidal Blade again. I do use Rad Hazard on Greek Isles. Oh, I didn't get the full super start. But this is one of those games that while this looks pretty darn good, it looks pretty accurate, you don't get that rumble in the seat, you don't get all that amazing stuff that came with the real arcade. It's too hard to replicate at home currently. Now, if somehow someone gets the emulation working for this properly, it's possible maybe we could replicate this at home pretty nicely, but I don't know. Nothing will beat that sit-down arcade cabinet feel to me. So my plan is to maybe eventually have a house big enough to where I can put the full size of this and San Francisco Rush the Rock in there. I would love to have those two games. Oops. I'm not that familiar with this level. I don't play this one all that much. Probably going to miss a secret or two. If I do, let me know in the comments, because I can never figure out how to get that boost that I just passed up there. I must be missing something somewhere along the way. But I know I've said this a couple times so far on this video, I really think the PC version is darn close to the arcade. And there's good reason for that. I mean, it's literally the same hardware. Oh, come on, man, I want to hit the monkey. It's pretty much the same hardware. I mean, they used a PC in the arcade cabinet, which was something that shocked me when I was younger, and I opened up the cabinet one day while working, just because I was curious. And back there, sure enough, I was like, why is there a computer sitting in the back of this arcade cabinet? That was something pretty foreign at the time, and I went on to find other games, like we had, whatever that game was with the orb you sit inside of, that Microsoft game, like the Beach Head or whatever. Anyway, you sit in it, it's like hydraulic and it shifts all around and all that stuff, but anyway. We had that one, and it had a PC down inside of it too. I think Hydro Thunder was probably one of the first games to have a PC in it. So, like, you can do this, but it's so time-consuming that I just say, I'll just do this, type, and hit enter, and we're good to go. Didn't beat my best score on that one. Let's do Arctic Circle. Then we'll go to the medium tracks. I'm still constantly blown away how well this works as a steering wheel. I didn't think it would be all that good, but this cabinet's like, gets played some of the most. I'm purposely skipping that right there to see if this time's actually faster to go this route. But I ended up playing this one the most, this modded cabinet, because it's, for one, it's in the living room, so I can just kind of walk right up and play anytime. I guess that wasn't a faster move. I should probably always take that other route. And it has some of the racing games that I pretty much can't play anywhere else in the house. So I'm going to go through here, even though I don't think it's that much faster. I think it gets slowed down right here quite a bit. Wow, when you get rocketed out of there, though, I missed the boost. Oh well. And I am aware you can jump through that arch right there, but I didn't think I had it with how wild I was going too fast there. Missed the secret back there too. I always miss that one. Oh, now I am suddenly doing better on my score. Or time. I try not to boost while in the air or on any of this stuff because you kind of go the max speed, it seems like, no matter what. Maybe you'll get a little bit more, but it feels like you're wasting your boost. That. Oh, I thought I was going to get one of those penguins. Come on. Here we go. Pretty much can boost the entire way out of here now, to the whole level. Not really sure if that way is actually faster or not. It's fun. Boom. Hey, I beat my best score. Best time. Keep saying score. I don't know what's wrong with me. Alright, let's see, beat it by almost well, actually a whole second. Wait, yeah. It's been a day, I'm not paying attention that well. Here we go, Greek Isles. This is one of the ones my friend and I would battle it out on. I think I always had him beat on here because I would go to this boat, which is very hard to control, but I got used to it and it was great. One difference, by the way, between the arcade and the PC version is, besides these boats being readily available, the hard doesn't have the flames above it for some reason. You can hear the flames in the background, but it's like they didn't render them or something. Or put them on there, I don't know. There we go. I love this boat, but this is one of those boats where you need the real arcade feel because that force feedback would let you know when it was getting too squirrely. And I mean, it just was amazing. When you play an arcade, if you find one of these days that still has the working force feedback, it's awesome. Like, I have a much higher chance of beating all my original best scores, which, to be honest, I can't remember every one of them, but some of them were really competitive, and it was because I had a good force feedback wheel, and I just don't have that these days. There's no way I could put one on this cabinet, that's for sure. I'm gonna miss that. That's not good. Gotta be sure I get this one then. I don't know, part of me wishes I was a lottery man because maybe if I'd been playing, let's be honest, I never would have won probably, but I always had the dream of like, okay, if I ever win the lottery, what arcades am I going to buy? And maybe I should make that a whole video one of these days. But I literally don't play the lottery. I bought a ticket the other day. That was the only one I've probably bought the whole year. It's a waste of money. Sometimes it's fun to dream though when they get really high up there. But I would have the most awesome home arcade ever probably if I won. I would probably, no joke, have 50 arcade games. I'd have to move out onto some land and build a whole separate building for it all probably. I don't really want a giant house. It's just my wife and I and a cat, but if I had a ton of money, I would have a giant arcade at the house, that's for sure. I've already told her all this, and she's cool. She's actually really into arcade games now. She really wants that Star Wars pinball machine, and by that I mean the real pinball machine that is like $7,000, $8,000 brand new, and she keeps saying, we'll get that one day, and I'm thinking, are you insane? Maybe one day, but I don't have that kind of money right now. And we have no room for it. Here's my favorite level on the whole game. If you've seen the channel before, you know I've played this one a lot. I'm not going to go into the story about how I really went to Lake Powell and enjoyed it, but it's a beautiful place, and something I truthfully didn't realize existed before. I knew about the video game version before the real lake, because I just didn't... I live in Texas. I didn't know that, we didn't travel much when I was a kid, so I didn't know... we didn't go out of the state much, so I didn't know it was a real place. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Actually, I was on a jet ski when I was there, and thankfully no boats came and hit me, even though another jet skier hit my wife recently, and that was no fun. In real life, not on the video game. Now when I hit jet skis on here, I feel a little guilty because I know the horror that went along with that. So I've pretty much perfected almost every turn in here. Now it's not gonna, I'm probably not gonna be as good when I'm talking, but I'll shut up here. How's that? I always love to come around and get both of these really quickly. I don't do that secret over there because it's just not as fast, it seems like. So much boost, I don't even really need to conserve it at the moment. I'm just going to skip that to save time. It's really crazy that I've been on that bridge before in real life. There wasn't a train on it, as far as I know, though, or there couldn't have been. And can I beat my best score? I don't know. No. Close, though. Really, really close. Sorry, fix the camera there. I used to be able to get it down to, I swear I got it down to 1:42 in the arcades back in the day. Okay, Far East, which I'm not very good at, but let's go for it. I'm going to go back to Tidal Blade. Three, two, one. This reminds me of Hong Kong Booey, which is on the new version of Hydro Thunder, which is H2 Overdrive. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, there is a real sequel to Hydro Thunder, which appeared in arcades in like 2009. And it is called H2 Overdrive. The same announcer... Oh, come on. That was bad. The same announcer and the same team worked on it, just not under the Midway name anymore because Midway was already gone. I have a whole video on that where I played all the tracks if you want to check it out. I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description. If not, I'll put it at the end of the video for sure. Oh no, it's gonna be a bad time. But I normally don't like the new arcade games, but that game is feels like a real sequel to Hydro Thunder. And you can play it at home on Technoparrot, and I have videos on how to install Technoparrot. So I have everything for you guys right here if you're new to the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you are new, and you'll get to see all this fun stuff. I found that up above here, that secret, recently, and I don't think it actually increased my time, so I don't usually hit it very often. This is a horrible time, but usually I'm all about getting the best time possible. I'll try different combinations of routes and secrets to see if they actually help. Sometimes they don't. They seem to just be more for fun and make you feel good, I guess, that you found it. So I used to have I think I still have a video on how to install this, which is incredibly simple. I used to be able to tell you where to find it and where to download it, but I got in trouble once already on YouTube for hosting a file, so I can't do that anymore. This game's very easy to find on Google, though. It's a very simple install. You essentially download it, click a thing, and it works. bad score there. I'm gonna go with Killer Arcade Games there, because I'm gonna beat that soon. Okay, so now we can move on to one of my other favorite tracks, Ship Graveyard. Love this one. I used to be good on it with Rad Hazard, but man, it's too difficult now without the force feedback. I do have a racing wheel upstairs that I've played this before with, because you can actually enable rumble and stuff, but it doesn't give you any real feedback from the actual game. So it's kind of pointless. I'm hoping one day they'll get the emulation on MAME working perfectly, or working period, because it's not really working at all as far as I know. And maybe we can have a more realistic feel at that point. Please get out of the way, I can't see with you in the way. Oh no, I'm not missing that, I'm doing good on time, and I missed it. This stupid boat, normally it doesn't come through here. It's incredibly distracting though. I need some boost right up here for another little mini secret. Hopefully I can get it, let's see. Yep, just enough. High on that one. Once again, I've never actually figured out if this is faster or not. Let's see if I can pick up that other red one. Oh, the red one's over there. I forget every time. These waves were insane in the arcade because the wheel would be jerking your hand around. You couldn't really keep it straight. I know there's a bonus behind that ship, but I don't really need it. I need to get moving is what I need. Don't beat my score. Whatever. I don't know if I'll do that good this time. Let's see. No, 2 seconds. Over 2 seconds behind. Oh well. Let's do a Killer Arcade Games again. Why not? Wow, that was my third best, though? That was... Been making some crappy runs. Venice Canals. This is one of those games where, or one of these tracks where I'm not an expert at it, but it's fun. I had to get pretty good at it to unlock Nile Adventure, which is one of my all-time favorites. Oh no, that boat bumped me into the wall. That's not cool. Oh well. Oh, barely had it. I didn't think I was going to get that. I think it's actually faster to skip it. I should have tried to get that one, though. So if you guys are new to the channel and you don't know much about Arcade1Ups, I don't really have actually, I don't have a single Arcade1Up that hasn't been modified. Oh, man, let's see if I can just... Oh, wow, that sucks. I thought I could jump that. I don't have a single one that hasn't been modified in some way. None of them are running the stock Arcade1Up hardware anymore. Which, you know, if you're a big Arcade1Up fan and they make the games you really, really want, that's perfectly fine. But they don't really make the stuff that I'm dying to own, so I just try to make it happen myself. And that's kind of how the channel started. I was showing off some stuff that I'd done early on. I made a Killer Instinct. I did not intend to start a channel. I just threw it on YouTube and people kind of loved it, so I went with it. The ramp, but still got it. There's gotta be something here. Oh, come on. Okay. I don't know that I've ever found this before. But it is awesome to finally be able to have what feels kind of like, oh, I should have got the good one. Anyway, what feels like the real thing in the house. I've got several cabinets now, and it's like having a mini arcade in the house all the time, which is much better than what I had before, which was nothing. And oh, that was a horrible time. 12 seconds behind. Oh well. No big deal. What's cool about the PC version is it really keeps all of your scores. I thought it might lose them, but it keeps every one of them. Alright, we just did Venice. Let's go to New York Disaster. This is one I didn't play enough in the arcades, but it's actually a really cool track, and it looks really cool, and I'm still learning some of the secrets on it, so maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. Maybe drop a timestamp on some stuff I may have missed and how to find it. I'd love to do it. There's just so much going on here that it's really hard to see exactly what I need to, you know, test out and what isn't worth my time. I'm sure there's lots of stuff, but it's a busy looking track. Like, I think there's secrets in between some of the buildings that I'm missing. Oh wow, barely got that. I think I know of like 1 or 2 on this level, but very few. It's kind of sad. Miss that one to the left, and it drives me insane because I see it every time and I always forget to hit it. So I didn't know there were volcanoes in New York. Maybe there are and I literally just don't know. God, that was an awful turn. I love the New York accent on the guys on the boat. You freaking nut job, or whatever he says. Get out of here. There's a way to cross over here. I don't know if it's worth my time, but let's try it. And then you can kind of go in the middle there, but I never seem to nail that, or it looks like you can go in the middle. Let me know if you guys know for sure if you can do it. There is some graphical glitches on this PC version at home, but it's nothing you can do about it. I'm lucky it even runs. This came out, I think, for Windows 98 or something. I really don't know, actually, but I'm lucky it runs on Windows 10 these days. Somebody hacked it to make it work. Oh, look at that. Best time ever. Which isn't that great. Let's do a KG again. It was a pretty good time for me on that level. Now let's get to my all-time... I don't want to say it's my all-time favorite track, but it's way up there. This one was like... I loved it in the arcade because you got to play it for so long, and there were so many high stakes. Yeah, I think I got my original score down from like 3.5 minutes down to, I'm at like, I think 3:04 right now. I'm even still to this day finding little secrets. I'll talk about these boats a little bit. I don't use them because they weren't in the arcade. I know I sound like a purist weirdo, but I don't think they control that well. This one's really fast. The dog barks. It may have been like a secret boat in the arcade I didn't know about. I like the originals, and I like that original arcade feel. I don't really like the bonus tracks that much myself, other than this one. I've tried so hard to fly up and hit that bird, but I never can. I don't know if it's possible. Do like the boost jump with it. Always got a boost right there because it cross traffic. Decent turn. The landings are where he kills me. It's like I can't get, I don't want to say traction because I'm on water. Oh. Got it. Ooh, that wasn't a good turn, but at least I got that. I love this level. I remember the bass in the seat right here. It would be insane. It would scare the crap out of me the first time I went through because I didn't know what was happening. Oh, man, barely got that. Okay, this rockets you ahead. It's awesome. This is something I found after the arcade gameplay. Alright, don't want to waste the boost. And let it rip. I used to be so good at taking these turns just perfectly tight. And once again, I think I used to use Rad Hazard after I got really good and got the feel for the arcade wheel, but I just can't do it with this one. I'm all over the place with it. This, too, I used to boost right through here and rarely mess it up, but sometimes if you catch one of those little things sticking out, it's not good. I mean, it slows you down tremendously. I'm going to skip this and the secret ahead. I know you can go through that door. Oh, I killed myself there big time. But I found it really hurts my time ultimately. I think it adds like 5 seconds normally. God, I was doing so good right there too. I had my best time beat and I hit that wall. Come on. I know there's something around this corner. Gotta get it. Okay. Still almost 2 seconds ahead. This is a little thing I found recently that works pretty well for me. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. You go over him, you just keep doing that, and you can kind of really save some time, and you get boost that you don't know is there. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Oh, I killed myself. So bad. You gotta have a lot of boost right here, because they're kind of going upstream, it looks like. I usually save some boost right here. Still beating my best score by far. This is awesome. Imagine if it was a perfect run. I don't know what makes the eye pop up sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. I have a feeling if I skip that jump, though, I'll probably get a faster time, because I don't need all that boost. Like, oh, look at this. Oh my God, I beat my best score by far. That was amazing. So I know in the arcade I used to get underneath 3 minutes, and it was, I mean, it was a time that could not be beat by anybody. Oh, sorry. It was a time that just couldn't be beat by anybody in that arcade. I'd argue somebody could probably beat it, but nobody ever came in there that could beat that score. It was really cool. So, I'm going to let some of the attract mode run while I wrap this video up. It's really, well, first of all, let me show you guys some of this PC version. If you're unsure about it, you do have the menu options. This is where I set my controls and everything. The graphics, I pretty much left all this alone. Spray and smoke is on. Lens flare is off because the lens flare comes through the walls. It's not like the arcade. It's definitely a little glitchy. So I just leave that alone. Sound, I just turn the volume down for the cabinet. And really, that's it. This game is like installs and it's ready to use. And it just looks pretty darn close to the arcade. Like I said, the Dreamcast version is great, but you have to load from your VMU, or is that what it was called? But anyway, you have to load from the memory pack, and I hate loading from that thing. It takes you right out of any arcade experience. This game loads your save, or whatever is saved, automatically. There's nothing to see. In fact, I can show you guys the boot up process really quick before I close it out. This is the way, you have to exit properly, by the way, or it will not save your scores. So if you have a front end like I do, I'm running big box. If you just hit the button and exit, it will lose whatever you've done that game. But if you exit properly, it saves properly. It goes back to the screen here. And all you have to do is just, boom, hit this, wait a second, and Hydro Thunder's ready to go. There's no delay, there's no loading, it's ready to play, and it has all your scores still. Anyhow, guys, thank you guys for watching this. I have a lot more videos on old arcade games. I'm going to keep doing more racing game videos where I play all the tracks. Even though these videos are long, I think some people enjoy them. Especially some of you guys who are just finding these old games again for the first time after, God, in some cases 20 years since you last saw these games. It's an awesome hobby to get into. I have so much fun doing it. I love tinkering with the arcades. I love taking these Arcade1Ups and pushing them past what they're worth. So be sure you subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you love old arcade games. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know of any secrets I missed. Let me know what you think of Hydro Thunder. What's your favorite track, too? I would love to hear that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on the next video.